Well, welcome back to EarpCurseCon 3.0. It is my honor and privilege to be here today with a couple of gals you might know. First up, we have the lovely Kiana Teresa. Give it up. And not sure if you guys are aware of this person. Caparo. Woo! It's not Catter Day, but it's Catter Weekend. I'm making an executive decision. Yes. And also thank you for our ASL interpreter, Nicole. Say hi.
Hi, Nicole.
All right, let's get started. I have a bunch of questions for you, but there's one burning from the fandom. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask it straight off. In late October, you both threatened multiple fandoms with cardiac arrest with a photo dropped on social media showing you two at a Fletcher concert. Please tell us, one, how you actually got tickets to that sold out show and how that moment brought joy to so many of us, how that happened.
We bought tickets. Did it
no
sell
fashioned
out?
way. It sold out. Yeah.
Amazing.
sold out.
We bought tickets like, I think Kiana, I texted you like, I don't know, 3 weeks before the concert and asked if you wanted to go.
And I was like, you know what? I think I do.
I think that I do. And then we bought tickets.
Were you both fans before?
I was a new fan. My friend had just introduced me to Fletcher maybe like 3 months prior to the show, 2 months prior. So I was a very new fan, but I think she's a phenomenal artist. And I think more people need to know about her. Which is why I wanted to make that post, because that concert was one of the best I think I've ever been to. And it was a great venue, eh? It was so...
Oh my God, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. It's a new venue that Drake owns in Toronto. And it was
really?
like just big enough.
Segue to the last panel. We spent a little time on Drake. Pretty
fun.
Oh,
did you? Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It was great. It was a big venue, but like still small enough that you felt like you could see people's faces and you didn't get lost. It was great. I'm also a new Fletcher fan. I like learned about her music through TikTok. Where else?
Of course, as you do.
And I only knew like 2 of her songs, really, like her 2 big ones. And then I was like, okay, if I'm going to the concert, I got to do my homework and I got to like have this on in the background. And Kat and I both tried hard to like listen to the album
We felt like we needed to catch up because we were both new fans.
Yeah.
So we studied.
Yeah.
Did we though? We were like,
I
okay,
did.
we're gonna listen to it on the way.
I did.
We were supposed to be jamming on the way and we ended up just like chatting the whole ride. But yeah, we made a whole day of it. We went in early. The line was
around the block.
And we're like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're like, we're not gonna sit. So we hung out in the LCBO parking lot, which is our like liquor store in Canada, in Ontario.
We just drank in my car.
Like a couple of hooligans. I love it.
You went watching the line, being like, we're not standing in that line.
No,
and it made it like
it was
maybe the first song.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. It's strategic. Pre-gaming while the line progresses.
Pre-gaming in the car.
I did feel like a bit of a, like, we didn't have a garbage in my car, so we were just throwing the cans in the back seat. And I was like, oh my God, if anyone comes into my car, they're gonna think I'm like a secret alcoholic because I just have like empty cans just like buried underneath.
But we did not drink and drive. I want to make this very clear.
We did not. We were in the parking lot. And then we made sure to only have, I think we really didn't have that much to drink. We only drank enough so that 3 hours later we could safely drive home.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
It's kind of hard, like concerts too. Like when you're in the venue, then you don't want to go try to find a restroom because then you're missing songs. So it's hard to know when to go, especially if you have your bladders on the smaller side. So I totally get it. Also,
it's like a concert full of women. And if you're only using the women's bathroom, good fucking luck. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And no, like it's the reverse. Like at the San Diego Wave games, it's a bunch of women too. Yeah. So, but the new stadium has like an all gender bathroom, so it's not a big deal. I mean,
why are we even separating bathrooms anymore?
At this point,
it's so stupid to me at this point.
I think it's changing slowly but surely. I'm seeing more and more. It's just everybody needs to pee. Go do your thing. Yeah.
I also like a bathroom with I want a room. I want a room with a toilet. I want the walls to go all the way down, and I'd like a door. And I think we should just have a lineup of sinks and a bunch of little rooms, and then everything would be fine.
That's
I don't think it's a big ask at all.
Who do we need to talk to?
Who do we need to talk to?
There's gotta be somebody
everyone.
watching who's like into a construction or is an architect who can make this happen. Let's go.
And I just want to say, like, people who rally for like gendered bathrooms, I'm like, what about your house? Your house has a gender, like has a non, your
By
house
default.
bathroom is gender neutral.
Right. I don't know many people who have like urinals only in their homes.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm just
we don't need. I don't
you
think
actually
people
share
need
bathrooms
urinals
all the time.
No, you're right. I love this. Wow, I learned something today.
Your home bathroom is gender neutral. So
Yes.
Gender neutral.
All right. So next question for you. Talking about the good Earpers and good witch. So one of my favorite artists is Tay Tay, my darling Taylor Swift. And during one incredible moment, romantic walk at night in the cold with ice cream, just simply talking to each other. Then this incredible swirl of music, and it's Taylor Swift's Invisible String. This is incredible because she is an artist who has to explicitly license her material for use. So that was an intention. Did you both know that was going to happen to be part of the scene? And how do you know how that came about?
That's like, I didn't know until we were tweeting that she has to agree where her songs go, which is so cool because people were freaking out. We didn't know. We didn't see the episode beforehand, I don't think. No.
I mean, they gave us the screeners like, that weekend or whatever. I didn't watch it beforehand. I had no idea. And then everyone was freaking out on Twitter. And I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. But it's apparently a really, really big deal because they would have had to actually get Taylor's like sign off on it.
Yeah.
Which is really
Somebody
cool
was working their like, no pun intended, magic behind the scenes to
100%.
make that happen. Like somebody, whoever the music producer, whatever person was, they knew. They were like,
we should look up who that was. Actually, I'd be so curious because I feel like these are the unsung heroes.
Yes, but
isn't that so cool? And also, Hallmark gets some like really, really good music, but that would have been a get.
Would have been.
I don't know how they got that song.
Expensive. We're worth it.
We're worth it. But like, it goes to show you how much I really felt like they wanted to. Like you say, Kiana, people working, as we both know, we had incredible people working at Hallmark behind the scenes to tell that story. We were very involved with the telling of that story. I knew about that storyline before the season started. I had a lot of conversations with some of our amazing producers about, to the extent of what I was able to control. Like I had some really important things that were really important to me, that if we were going to tell a queer story on Hallmark on one of their most beloved shows, that I was going to be a part of, I really wanted what was within my power to be done with respect and responsibly. And I think just like the fact that we had that song and how much it must have cost the network to get that song, to get Taylor Swift to sign off on that, like that's a lot of behind the scenes back end
dominoes falling, right? That's a lot of dominoes. Yeah. For sure.
Also, does that mean Taylor Swift knows who we are?
Yes, that's my
segue.
Who
you are, but God doesn't know. Yeah.
I have to imagine as like in charge of her career, she has to be all the time. I bet she watched the scene. I bet she was like, let me see what it's going to be in.
I hope so. That would be really nice.
So. I hope it made her happy.
Cool.
That's my
scene was very sweet. The little handhold.
Do you remember shooting that though? How it was like the very, very end of the day at this exquisite location. It was so beautiful.
It was
ice
truly
cream,
magical.
They kept resetting this ice cream and it was so sweet.
It was gross. Like, I didn't eat it.
It was gross.
It was coconut. Gross. It was vegan. It was coconut ice cream.
But it was vegan?
I think so.
I remember a birthday cake situation
they gave you a
going on in mine.
I was like, I don't want that.
Give it to Kat.
I don't want that.
Make Kat eat it.
Make Kat eat it.
But it was just as magical as it like looked on screen. Like there was no movie magic there. That's how it was.
Yeah,
it was very romantic.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And one of the things that sticks out to me about that scene, just a short segue, is that it's that pre-relationship, the vibes were in full effect. You just felt like this is that precipice of what we're gonna be, that almost there part where you're just it's like the feelings have built and you both are feeling what the other is feeling, and it's just almost over that last little bit.
And there's like
And-
the nerves. It's electric.
Precipice. I love
Yes.
It's electric.
Yeah.
Yes. And that came across so well on screen.
Oh,
It was an
yeah.
absolute joy to see. And actually that's joy to see. Love it. Those puns will just keep coming. Just keep coming. So talking about Good Witch, one of the very interesting things about the show is that it actually started as a series of movies first, which is not usually how it goes. And then later transitioned into a television show. Should future opportunities arise for us to see you together, maybe in more movies as Joey, what would you imagine them up to?
Oh.
I mean, I know that we had a little idea for a Christmas movie, but I don't know if we should say it in case
I know. We did.
I don't know if we should share it in case like maybe it could be a reality one day.
Well, I think the hard thing about, because it's Good Witch property, so it would have to be under the Good Witch banner. So it's very complicated and there's like a lot of people involved with that property, but I would like to see, well, what are some things? I mean, I'd like to see them get up to maybe, I mean, you know, firefighters traditionally are very good with carpentry and hand, like a lot of firefighters in their off days will do builds or carpentry, or this seems to be a theme. So, you know, maybe Joy could rope Zoe into working with her, or they could like build a house together, or
good with their hands.
Yeah. Good
Sorry.
with their hands.
I totally agree with that. I was on the same wavelength as you. I feel like,
Were you?
Yeah. So like Zoe has her own house that she's bought. Joy lives at Gray House, but I feel like I'd get her out of there. She needs a home of her own. She needs a home of her own.
Yeah. Do you think you could be convincing enough to get Joy out that house?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
family be some drama.
I'm the new family now. No, I think, listen, we'd have family dinner. We'd have family dinner, but like Joy needs like her own space. She's a grown up and she needs like,
grown up.
Yeah. And
we
George can come visit.
Get out of there.
But I think it would be a good opportunity to like, you know, just like start our lives together. Not right away. I think that they would like take their time. No, I don't think they would U-Haul. I don't get you.
I don't know. I think Joy's got her guard up too much with getting a little bit burnt and heartbroken. I think she'd be a little bit more wanting to take it slow. I mean, and so does Zoe. Like they both
there's baggage.
Come out heartbreaks. There's baggage.
But I really think that I think that what would be so beautiful to see is like them healing each other healing themselves with each other and supporting each other's growth and like helping to overcome the baggage and those boundaries, because they're both coming from different places, but they have the same goal. It's like, I didn't intend on meeting you, but I did. And let's figure out how we can make this work. Together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautifully said.
As a follow-up, now that you said that, what do you think as they transition into an us, what would be pain points given your disparate personalities?
Did you say pain points?
Yeah, like you know how when you kind of come together as a couple and like one person, you know, is very exacting about where the silverware goes, and the other person's like, you can just put that down anywhere, shoes off in the house. I mean, like things like that. Do you think who would be more of the everything in its place kind of person, and who's like throwing the jacket on the couch and walking into the kitchen?
I think I'm throwing shit everywhere. I think.
Really? I was gonna say the opposite.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think Joy is quite as well, she's also like a little bit, you know, she's a little laid back. I think Joy has a bit of a defiance to her. I wonder what she would be sticklery about. Interesting. So you think Zoe's the messy one? Interesting.
Well, we could both be messy.
We could both.
Even the messy one doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're the messiest.
Yeah, like I think like Zoe works with a lot of dudes. And she's at the firehouse and like making chili and like she's like one of the boys. And so I think that kind of like energy would probably rub off at home. And I think a pain point, like a more like serious one, would be you know, Joy's just worried that I'm going to die every time I go out on a call. And just being like, hey, I respect your job, but it's hard for me. And yeah, that would be something that we would have to like
work through. And I think
about.
we sort of started touching on it in the series, with that exact thing that you're talking about, Kiana. And I think too, Joy, the resisting of using her magic would be really hard. She's always used to use, like, she's used her magic to control things she doesn't like. And that made some situations a lot easier for her, right? Because she's like, oh, I'll just magic my way out of it. But she has sort of made a promise to not do that. So I think the pain point of like not trying to control things and not take the easy way out. Because can you imagine if your whole life you could just fix things with your magic and then all of a sudden you sort of told your partner you would stop doing that? Hard.
The hard turn to just cold turkey. That's
hard.
That's tough. And also Zoe would have to also like get kind of comfortable and comes to terms with like you using your magic, like not within us, but just like in your day-to-day whatever stuff, like that's a whole new, I'm like, I didn't even know magic existed and you're telling me that you're a witch and now I have to like, I'm dating a witch, my girlfriend is a witch.
Yeah. And also like, don't get off the couch and make a coffee, just make it appear in my cup. Like what's the extent that it goes to? And like, when is Zoe like, just use the magic, I don't want to get up.
Fully on
like, how
team
can
magic
I make
now.
This work for me. Yeah. When it works in my favor.
Keep changing your schedule so you have that extra day off. You know, have the other friends.
And like, but I think that like, if we got the chance to tell more of the story, I really think that it would be interesting having a non-magic person, somebody who's like not in that world, really like coming to terms with it I mean, I'm sure that you saw it with like Donovan and Abigail. Yeah. But even he wasn't really like, he didn't really know.
No, I know. I think
didn't really
it's
like
a shame that we didn't have a little bit more of the show, because I think it was only towards the end of our last season that the Merrywick started letting their like partners in on what was really going on. Everyone kind of knew but didn't talk about it. I think it would have been, and like the show is very much leaning into like we're witches and calling out the magic. And I think it would have really been cool to see, like you said, Kiana, what that looks like.
The full integration.
Like, what does that mean? Yeah,
I remember all the conversations on set between the different couples, and we're like, does Sam know? But like, how much does he know? And like, trying to like figure out what the backstory is and who knows how much, who it's just an idea. Have they talked about it? Have they not? Yeah. And I wish that we got to like explore that more.
That's a super tangled web. I mean, I could have seen like all the partners having like a support group meeting.
Oh my God.
To talk about with like,
love
which
that.
partners, like, just like, oh my God, you won't believe what Joy did this week.
And then we have an intervention with all the Merrywicks being like, here's our boundaries. Here's what you can and cannot do.
Yes. Because it's hard too, because you have family that you can share this thing with, and then you have partners that you also need to share with, but in a different way. So you're always going to have that duality of, as a Merrywick, I'm this and I feel a part of this, but as a partner to Zoe, or anyone else, it feels like, it's almost, you're not sharing your whole self if you don't have that, and so there's pockets that your partner doesn't know. So are you really all in with them, so to speak? How
much are you willing to share and open up? Like what extent?
Right.
And knowing that it could like freak some people out and have them run away.
But it's you. Like it's you. You can't.
But it's you.
And it's like the rejection of you.
Oh,
that's so hard. That's so hard. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. I mean, Joy's complicated. I get why, man.
Love is complicated.
Yeah. It's hard.
Love is complicated.
Open yourself up in general to anybody.
Be brave.
Ever. Yeah.
Be brave. Yeah. And if they won't take all of you, they don't deserve any of you.
Damn. Spin facts. Love it. Love it. All right. So we're going to switch to a couple of fan questions. So I want to be respectful of the fandom and make sure they get their questions in. So at Chris was NR asked, so you guys went to see Fletcher live. What other singer or band would you love to see live?
Oh, Kiana, do you have one that immediately comes to mind?
One that immediately comes to mind, because I had this conversation with someone recently. I was like, who do you want to see before you die? And there's two
Ooh.
people.
Okay.
One is Adele.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge Adele
I
fan.
was gonna say. That was mine.
Okay, so we gotta go together. We gotta go to an
Totally.
Adele concert.
Yes.
And I would really love to go to a Lady Gaga concert, but like specifically, like if it was like an acoustic set.
Ooh.
Because I love like raw vocals, like piano Gaga. I don't really need all of the like
The zhuzh.
and the glam and all of that. Like I just like sit down with a piano and just like sing to me. And I have seen Maggie Rogers in concert, but I want to go to every single concert that she ever does in Canada because I'm a huge fan.
I randomly got brunch and this guy with the biggest bushiest beard and the twirly mustache wearing a Maggie Rogers shirt, and I was like, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you, bro.
Vibes.
I don't know you, but I
If
love
you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Okay.
So Kat, we're going to an Adele concert.
I mean, Adele. Actually, when I saw that question, I was like, yes, Adele. She's a big one for me, for sure. Yeah. Final answer.
Something about just needing a microphone and nothing.
Yes,
nothing
it's
else.
like such a gift.
You don't need a show,
especially because I find things are really overproduced now. Like it's too much. I'm like, get out of the way of the artist. It's
the
just
music.
it's too much. Yeah.
Oh God, her voice just like gives me chills.
I still remember driving through the Rocky Mountains, listening to Adele, and it was like this majestic scenery and this majestic voice. I was like, it was an overwhelming experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have her DVD live at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh,
I can't play it anymore because I don't have a DVD player.
Yeah.
Or like even in my
right,
computer, it doesn't have like a disk drive anymore. But I always kept it because I was like, this is special to me. Yeah.
One day. Yes.
You know when like different albums have,
No, go ahead.
Like different albums like are from different eras of your life. Like when you listen to that album and then anytime you were in after, you're like, you time travel. Time travel is so real. Time travel is so real. You can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it, you're back.
There's some songs, like when I consume a whole album, there's some songs I'll be like, it'll click in my mind what the next song is. From the song I'm listening to. Like that's how like I can think about the next song in the playlist that's coming after it because
but don't you guys think that's like an age thing? Because that's not how we listen to music anymore.
Because now everything's
true,
shuffled.
singles.
That's a lost experience now.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And you're like, and like when you would put a CD in and like that was the option for the road trip.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And also the little special things, like I always think of Destiny's Child writings on the wall, where there's always that little like transition to like bring you into the next song. And that was a thing that like artists did back in the day. So if you just listen to the song solo, you like don't really get that. Or sometimes there's like little like phone calls or like little clippets of audio that like it just kind of ties it together, but unless you have the whole album you don't really get the whole experience
completely. And or the ones where this track is longer than you realize and there's like a bonus.
Alanis Morissette did that. Alanis Morissette CD, You Ought to Know, there's a song that's at the very, very end and you didn't know unless you let the tape of the CD play. And it was like her like going to some dude's house and stalking him, and it was so dark and creepy but awesome, but it was like a surprise. Man, nobody does that anymore. You're so right.
One does it anymore. Yeah, it's a lost experience.
Man.
Okay.
We're deep. Oh man, I mean, I have to go listen.
We're going deep.
Okay, so next question, fan question is from Ping You Best. What do you think Joy and Zoe give each other this Christmas? Let's keep it like PG-13.
PG. Okay.
Do we have? Okay.
No, but
I feel like Joy would give Zoe. Well, no, because maybe So if Joy is going to relinquish some of her magical abilities, she's not promising 100%, in an attempt to like not be a crazy stalker girlfriend, I think she would give Zoe a tile, one of those Apple tiles to wear in her uniform so that she could just ping and just take a look on the map just in case. You know, like just a little, like it's like
kind of a gift for herself when you really think about it.
Yeah, it's a gift for herself, but it's also a gift for her to be less crazy and better in the relationship. Less crazy, maybe just a different kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but like I'll think of a better one, but that was the first thing that came to my head.
No, go with that. Follow your gut, follow your heart.
That's a good one.
And then maybe she'd follow it up with, I feel like they need to take a trip together.
Oh.
Like it would be kind of fun to get out of Middleton for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe some plane tickets or a weekend away, a different part of the country, or
I feel like we wouldn't do like a vacation, but we would do like a travel. Like we would do like a
I think
physical
they're
activity.
Travelers. Yeah.
We'd go hike somewhere. We'd go fucking rock climbing, like something nature related. I think they're both pretty outdoorsy. For some reason, I feel like Austin is supposed to be a really fun city. Why is like Austin coming to mind? I don't know. Any Texans out there? We're coming for you.
We're coming for you. Yeah, so let's go with that. Let's go with the tracker and then plane tickets for like an adventure weekend away somewhere in a national park, maybe, or
a tracker and a plane ticket.
Nice.
I think that Zoe would go very sentimental. I think that she would cook Joy a meal, like a full course meal, because we both love to eat.
Yeah.
And I think that I would try and incorporate like little things from throughout our relationship. Like if it's like, you know, she loves birthday cake ice cream, like I'm going to have that ice cream for dessert. And I'm going to like cook a whole thing. I don't know that Zoe's necessarily the best cook, but she would try. And I think
she would try, and that's even better.
Yeah.
Would she do an homage to their Italian dinner?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Cute. Absolutely. Definitely wine, candles. I just pull out all the stops. Really romance her in a totally PG-13 way. Ice cream wouldn't be the only thing for dessert.
Hey,
there it is.
There it is.
Have your cake and eat it too.
Oh man, I just like for me, I just imagine the two of them in some like little cabin somewhere, just the two of them,
holed up in a snowy cabin.
Yeah, and then we see Zoe like come out to like with her fireman chop some wood, baby, no suspenders, chopping some wood. Joy at the window, just like yeah, that's
but like topless, just suspenders,
covering
exactly
suspenders. Yep. I mean, you get hot enough, you know, chopping wood where you can be out in the snow with just suspenders. I think that's valid. Completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
The love keeps me warm. So
yes. There it is. Absolutely love it. Thank you both so much for being here with us, spending your time with us at EarpCurseCon 3.0. I loved catching up with your relationship and both of you. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your con weekends. And once again, thank you to our ASL interpreter, Nicole.
Thanks,
Nicole.
Nicole.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of con.
Bye. Bye, everybody.